The next step in our critical thinking segment is to understand where the scientific discovery is in our project. When we are writing a book or developing a website on a new discovery, we need to understand the science behind it and what led to that discovery. After completing Where is the Science, you will have the name of several scientists, understand their titles, identify their place of employment, and understand the question that they're trying to answer with their work. Really, the only information about them you're not going to have is their blood type and social security number. Armed with this information, you will be ready to create your first mentor letter that will hopefully provide you with the topic of your project. Now let's get started. Our first resource is going to be the TED-Ed website. We're going to start by typing renewable energy into the search bar. The search returns many TED-Ed talks that focus on different sources of renewable energy. The first video returned is about how to harness high-altitude wind energy using kites. It is a talk by a man named Saul Griffith. Spend a few minutes watching Saul's talk. Some questions to answer after you watch. Who is Saul Griffith? Is he a credible scientist? Does he have a degree from a reputable institution of higher learning? Where does Saul Griffith work? Is he employed by a university or a private or public company? How is his work funded? What is the question or problem that Saul Griffith is trying to solve? And why is that significant? We do this by Googling Saul Griffith, and we Google Saul Griffith by typing Saul Griffith in the URL bar. The Google search will return many sites referencing him. First, let's look at Wikipedia to see if it can answer some of our questions. Our first question is kind of broken into parts. Who is Saul Griffith? Is he a credible scientist? And what degrees does he hold? And are they from a reputable institution of higher learning, a college or university that's recognized and accredited? From the site, we learn that Saul has a bachelor's degree in metallurgical engineering from the University of New South Wales in Australia, a Master's of Engineering from the University of Sydney, also in Australia, and a PhD from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. But what do all these degrees mean? There are different educational degrees that are earned after completing courses of study. An associate's degree is mostly offered at vocational schools and community colleges. It is for more direct professional training. Bachelor's degrees are offered at four-year colleges and universities and provide a general education in a specific field of study. A graduate education provides advanced professional training in a very specific subject. Also, the way you address a person changes depending on the level of education they have. Because Saul Griffith has his doctoral degree, his PhD, we would address him as Dr. Griffith if we were speaking to him or writing him a letter. Because Dr. Griffith has a higher educational degree from reputable institutions, he definitely appears to be a reputable scientist. Now, let's see if Dr. Griffith is associated with a credible company or university. From the Wikipedia page, it appears that Dr. Griffith has been the co-founder of several companies, including Other Lab, Squid Labs, McCaney Powers, Instructables, Watson, Howtoons, Opti-Opia, Potenco, and Monkey Electric. Lastly, let's try to understand what question Dr. Griffith is trying to answer with his research. From his TED-Ed talk, Dr. Griffith states that there are both an energy crisis and a climate crisis in today's world, and he is researching ways to harness the power of wind at high elevations to generate clean energy. If this is something that interests you for your project on renewable resources, we should save some information about Dr. Griffith and his research project in our research notebook as a potential mentor. We also need to locate an email address to contact Dr. Griffith as a potential mentor. After all, just yelling his name on top of a hill is probably going to be a bad way to reach out to him. We may find this by doing a Google search of his company, McCaney Power, and conducting this research. At the bottom of the first page of the website is a contact link. Upon clicking the word contact, we're provided with an email to collaborate with the team. We will copy and paste this email into our research notebook so that we'll be able to reference it in the future. So, in our research notebook, we should have all the relevant information that we need to write Dr. Saul Griffith if we decide to ask him to be a mentor for our renewable energy project. You're going to need his name, obviously, his degrees, and his companies, because you want to know what his educational and professional background are, the research topic that he's working on, and contact information to try and get a hold of him. Now, here is your challenge to find the science. Use the resources that we provided in this lesson and the one previous, your local library, Amazon, and the TED-Ed websites, to investigate topics for your research project and find potential mentors. See what interests you. Find 3 scientists like Dr. Saul Griffith that are conducting research on your research topic, and record information about them in your research notebook, including their degrees, their place of employment, their email contact information, and the scientific problem that they're trying to solve. This is a lot of work, but I kind of feel like you can handle it. Good luck.